Now, this is day 5. Welcome one, welcome all. Thank you for joining me. This is day 5 on purpose. Probably one of the most important weeks I think we will ever do, but we will definitely revisit this subject because it's so crucial. It's so important. It's the difference that often makes the difference. I was about to share yesterday's post, which would be a bit strange because we've already done that. So guys, let me do what I need to do, and I would encourage all of you to have a pen and paper to hand. Here we go. I can share it in there. That's the first place it's shared. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being here. We will also be recording the podcast this morning so that you guys will be able to listen to this. I don't know how many of you have checked out the My365 podcasts. Thanks to my podcasting crimer, Casey, we've now done way over 100 podcasts, all designed to inspire you to lead an incredible life. We believe in you. We believe in every single one of you that is watching this right here, right now, that your future is unwritten. And yes, you do have the power to change. And if you want to find that power and use it more often every single day, then you've come to the right place, because there's no better place on earth where you can find such an amazing community of people. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to close that down, and I'm going to bring this up, and we're going to start the podcast in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome to the podcast. Welcome to the live broadcast. This has been an incredible week. This has been the week on purpose. And I still love saying this. I'm living my life on purpose because the English language is fascinating, because certain words can mean so many different things. But you know what? I love the origins of words. And I'm not actually sure exactly where the origin of the word purpose comes from. But what I love is the meaning of the word. My365, committed to help you create the life you want, committed to help you create the story that you want. Now, I don't know how many of you living the life that you have right now, if you were looking back, you'd think, well, this is the life I would have chosen if I could have had any life. Maybe it would be. But for a lot of people, they say, no, I wish I would have done this. I wish I would have made that decision. I wish I would have done that differently. And for me, the word purpose means why something exists, why something was made, what it is here to do. And it's really, for me, knowing why you're on this earth. Now, we've said a couple of big things this week, and this is where we summarize what we've done this week. And it's an opportunity for you to reflect on what you've learned. But to ask someone the question, what is the meaning of life? That's a big question. And a question that we all ask each other is, what do you do? As if what we do defines us. And I don't think what we do necessarily defines us. I think what we are driven to do. And many of us aren't driven by things which give us a sense of deep nourishment, deep fulfillment. And I'm asking you to take some time to think about, when do you feel most alive? We're going to look at some of these questions in a minute. Very, very powerful questions. But for me, the meaning of life is the meaning that you give it. And what is the meaning that you give your life? Are you giving it your best? Are you paying a lip service to it? Are you going round in circles? I'm really just encouraging you to answer a few questions. So as we begin our summary, this is the 5th day of the broadcast that we've done. And for those of you that are listening to this on the podcast, you can always go and listen and watch all of the broadcasts we've done. Go to the Facebook page, facebook.com/my365.me. That's mi365.me. So these were the questions. How will the earth be better with me being here? I mean, this is a big question. How will the earth be better with me being here? Now, the most common answer for people is, oh, I don't really know. Some people would say, well, does the world really need me? Now, I think the world does need you. I think you were put on this earth with some unique talents, unique gifts that only you can do. And we're going to look at that in a minute as well. So the next question, what are your unique talents? What is it that you and only you can do? And you say, well, I don't know. People can do things better than me. Now, hang on a second. You can only be the mother or the father or the son or the friend to a particular person, because you're the only one who can do that. And maybe you're starting to realize that there are other things that you can do that no one else can do. And this is what we talk about, the oxygen. We all know we need oxygen, right? Our bodies need it, our minds need it. But what about our soul? Does our soul need oxygen? I think so too. I do. but it's maybe a different type of oxygen. When do you feel most alive? I gave some examples this week for my wife. When does she feel most alive? When she's creating things, when she's making things. When do I feel most alive? When I get up in the morning, I learn, I grow, and then I show up here and I teach and I coach. I feel most alive when I'm on stage. I feel most alive when I have that sense of completion of having done something that in some cases was difficult. So, and the next question is big. I mean, who must you become? Who must you become? Now, you know that those of you that have seen this, as you can see it behind me, our logo is an eye with a red dot above the top, and that signifies your purpose. And I think the biggest part of our purpose is learning to believe in ourselves. If we don't believe in ourselves, if we don't have faith, and this is something we're going to look at over the next few weeks, helping you to develop faith. Faith is like the head chemist of your brain. You can, if you look around you, everything you see, that was once someone's idea, and they had the faith. They could see it being completed. And when we think about your purpose, another big question, and remember, coaching is asking questions of you. What do you want the legacy of your life to be? If you were looking back through your life, what mark, what footprint, what imprint? These are keywords, imprint. That's what my coach said to me a lot of the time. What is the imprint that you want to create every single day? What is the imprint that you want to leave a mark on this earth? It is absolutely fundamental. So it's beginning to understand what is driving me forwards. What's driving me forwards is impact. What's driving me forwards is inspiration, to inspire you to become the superhero in your life. And I'm calling upon all of you over the next few weeks. We're going to start changing things. Towards the end of October, Pete Cohen, the king of coaching, in his own world, the king of coaching, is saying, hey, do you want to be a king in your life or a queen? Because if you do, come with me. Come and work with me for 365 days. I'm the guy that's helped world champions, helped people write books, helped people be incredibly successful and inspire them. And that's what I'm going to do with you. Do you want to come on this journey with me? And not only just do it with me, but do it with some other people who were driven by their purpose. These are very, very exciting times. And, this is something else that we looked at this week. The difference between me and my. Me, M-E, is all about me, 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 me. And that's what we talked about. We talked about you can live your life on purpose, or you can be someone who's disengaged. I'm not listening. I'm not interested. It's all about me. Everything's about me, 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 me. And many of us, when we were brought into this world, that's kind of, if you like, to a certain extent, that's who we were, because we thought the world was all about us. And as many of us have gotten older, we've realized, well, hang on. No, it's more about what I can give. What can I give you? And this is a key element of turning the lock of finding happiness in your life. Is what can you give the world? Don't ask what the world can do for you. What can you do for it? Can you do for other people? Absolutely, totally essential to get your head around and start to think about a crescendo as if you're building up your life. And this is what I'm delighted to see with so many My 365ers all over the world who are changing their life. So you can be disengaged. You can be a dreamer. You just dream and dream. Yeah, that would be great. And then you come back down to the reality that you've painted, the reality that you've created. And you think, well, it's just too much like hard work. I'll stay where I am. Or you can be a dabbler, dabbling, just trying one thing to another thing to another thing and never really committing. Which one of those are you? Or are you someone that's moving above that and realizing, I ain't doing that anymore. I am all in. I want to learn. I want to be the very best that I can be. So it's not about me, M-E. It's about my, M-I. The I, the M, what does that stand for? Whatever you want it to stand. The meaning of your life, the mindfulness of your life, the mentor in your life, and the dot above the I. What is it that you are here to do? And if you don't know, I'd say this to you. It all starts off with kindness. And I'll tell you something very special has just happened right now. Very, very special. One of the greatest human beings has just joined my podcast on Instagram. And she knows who she is. She is one of my nieces who inspires me every single day because she's the next generation. And when we give our knowledge and we give our our passion and enthusiasm, our sense of humor, and our fun to other people, which is very interesting that that's just happened, because that's my next point, passing something on. What do I want to pass on? What do you want to pass on that has been passed on to you? You probably don't want to pass on your fears and your worries. And that's why when I interviewed Carmen yesterday, our member of the year, and if you've not listened to that, listen to it. What's amazing is what has happened to her has not defined her. It's inspired her to be great. You know, and my parents, what they've passed on to me, I've passed on to my nieces. What's that? Be good, be kind, be hospitable, share, love, joy, laugh, sing, create a life of meaning. Do what you do that makes you feel alive. It is time for us to rewrite lots of the wrongs that we have been given, that we were told that we had to be a certain way rather than be who we want to be. And what I'd say to her, as what I'd say to everyone, don't leave it too late. The time for all of us is to recognize, what is your ikigai? What's your ikigai? Your reason for getting out of bed every single day. And I'm going to finish off this week, and I'm happy to take some questions if you guys have any questions. And it's this, right? If you sow a thought, you reap an action. If you sow an act, you reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you reap a character. If you sow a character, you reap a destiny. You all know that we all want to be remembered. We all want to leave the world a better place than we came here in. And that's one of the key principles of the New Zealand rugby team, one of the greatest sport teams of all time. That when you leave playing the team, you leave it in better shape than when you joined it. And that's what I invite all of you to do. Look, 111 people on Facebook. We had 136 at the beginning of the week. That's not bad. But remember, good intentions are great, good intentions. But we're not looking at thoughts to create intentions. We're looking at acts that become habits, habits that build our character. My mum wants me to say that again. Riva, your grandma is on Facebook, right? Because the youngsters are on Instagram, and the older generation are on Facebook, apparently. Here we go. Let me read this to you again, because it's very powerful. Sow a thought. If you ever thought, oh, I think I could do that, and then you have an action. If you sow that action, you create a habit. If you sow the habit, you create a character. If you sow your character, you create a destiny. I am who I am, not just because I've turned up here a few times, because I consistently turn up here every single day, every day for you. That's why I'm here. I'm here for you, to inspire you, for you to realize just how truly incredible and amazing you are. You know what? It's a funny thing that when you discover what your purpose is, and to keep your purpose alive, sometimes it can feel like it's a little bit of an uphill challenge, but it's worth it. And it's time for all of us to rise up a little bit and remember, observe the masses and just do the opposite. It is my privilege to serve you. It is my privilege to be someone in your life that you can look to and say, I feel better because he's here. And that's why I'm looking for all of you right now. How many of you see me as your coach? Yes or no? You say, yeah, that guy's my coach or my friend, or that I believe in that person. If you do, and if you see me in that way, then do what I'm asking you to do, because this is such a simple thing to do that most of you will not do it. It's fascinating. But as a coach, one of the key principles that I learned from a very early age, and I had one of the best coaches in the world for 16 years of my life, who coached me in ways that I can't even put into words. And he always asked me, what have you learned? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do next? All the time. And some of you are very inconsistent with doing that. If you want to bring what you're learning to life, take a moment to reflect. What have you learned this week? Especially if you're starting to realize what your purpose is. Share it with a whole load of other people, because if you share it with other people will help you. We all want to help you. We can only help you if you want to help yourself. So thank you so much for all of you that have been a part of this great week. I'm not here to tell you that I'm right and you're wrong or anything like that. I'm just here to be a light in your life, in your life, a guiding force that says, come on, this is your life. Let's live your life on purpose. And if you don't know what it is, it's probably because you've been stepping on it for a while. What do you feel that you were put on this earth to do? Maybe it was to be a great mother to your daughters, or your whatever it is. But there's probably something that is more than just that. More than that. You can have many missions to reach your purpose, and we will explore this and we will go into this in more detail. Thank you, all of you that have shown up this week. I encourage all of you, if you haven't, to share this. Share this. People need to hear what we have to say. Very important. Thank you. Thank you. Put a big smile on your face and congratulate yourself for those of you that have watched all the broadcasts. For those of you that listen to the podcast, we appreciate you. And leave a comment. Leave a comment on the podcast, and we'll see you soon. Let me just make a quick summary here on Instagram. 20 seconds. Here we go. Ready? So this is it, guys. This has been the week, day 5, living your life on purpose. Well done for all of you that have made it through the week. Your life does matter, but to give your life more meaning, it's time for you to discover your purpose. We'll see you next week. Have an amazing week. This is it, guys. This has been the week. All the best. Thank you. Looking forward to learning from you. What have you learned? What have you achieved? And what are you going to do with it? If you see me as your coach, get it done. Write it down. Keep it to yourself if you want. Share it with a few people. Make a video about it. And let's take you and your whole life to a whole new level. Thank you. Much love to all. We'll see you